Yeah, no, that's not working. That makes shopping a little bit more tricky because obviously let's do that. Obviously we're going to have to go shopping with a weight. Well, anyway, we'll put this round. That's not round the back. Put this round the back. Whee. Or we'll have to go shopping with two vehicles, one with a weight and one without. Or we could, well, I don't know. Buying a weight at the store and just having it available is probably cheaper than having a Manitou at the store. That tractor has a front weight on it. Has a variable front weight on it. Okay. Okay, let's go find the truck. Not a wise idea since the truck has road tyres, not field tyres. So I'm going to leave the gate open for now because we will be back down here. Oops. I'll put this tank also next to the slurry spreader. And then we will deal with stuff. Can't remember where I put the sprayer. Oh, sprayer's in with all the liquid stuff, so that's okay. But if I switch over from the Hardy sprayer to the what is it? The Kvernland sprayer, it has a front tank, so that should balance out. It's also not parallel to anything, but we're not strapped for storage, well, open air storage space right now. That will probably eventually become an issue, but for right now we're kind of good. That hay sell point is a little unfortunate because that's taking up what could be some valuable storage space on the farm. How do I do this? Like that. Oh, I don't think I hit anything. Awesome. Okay, so that's those two. This is stored here temporarily because we were going to do some seeding sometime soonish. Actually, we need to check on that. Ah, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Right, sunflowers need 7 degrees. Oh. Seriously, we can plant sunflowers already? I thought sunflowers was a later crop. We can plant sugar beets right this minute. And we can plant canola. So we can plant everything. It's just a little bit cold for the sunflowers right this minute. Temperature, ground temperatures are 5 degrees. So if we hold off for the sunflowers, of course it's probably at this point I discover that I can't unload this either. I want to unload it, but I don't want the pallets going into buildings and such like. I think I'll put it out onto the front yard. There we go. Okay, so unload. That's it. Good. This is quite an expensive piece of kit anyway, so we'll get a good amount of money back. Yes, me too. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I went for the front loader forks, the auto load front pallet forks, because farm sim physics is such a big pain. We will. Guess I'm going to have to put a heavier weight on the back. Oh, seriously, truck, you suck. We'll have to put a weight on the back of the train, or I could take off the realistic weight mod. It would make going up and down the hills on this map a little easier as well. Maybe I'll do that before next week. Or at next week. And we'll see how that works. So a lot of the time a front loader, an auto load, will not transfer the mass of the thing you've auto loaded. So if you load up a trailer with bales auto loaded, the trailer has as much weight as if it was empty. Now, if you unload the bales on the back of the trailer, at that point, the baler or the trailer gets all the weight of the bales because they're now treated as physically there. And on this map, you won't be able to drive through hedges with the trailer. But in an auto load state, the load on your trailer doesn't add mass. So you have less likely of tipping over and everything else. Do I have a sunroof? I guess that's why I can see the beacons flashing. Next one. I always miss that. I keep thinking that entrance there is the entrance to the store as I'm coming through at that level. Okay, let's drag this over here. Squeak. Drop that off. And we can jump out and sell that now. 92,213. Goody goody. Okay, let's go shopping. So I actually want planters at this point. So yeah, that was the thing we were using, which just plants everything. And is basically based on this one, which plants everything. But that's 18.2 meters. This one is only 12. I am thinking I want that one, which does seed and solid fertilizer, I hope. Danny Wheel 225, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So we'll take that one. Details, no added extras, and the advantage is we can actually haul this one on our medium-sized tractors if we want to. So I did that. That's all done. What's that one? Oh, that's a 12 meter, 7,800. See, that's also a possibility. That's got a better storage tank, but nah, whatever. We bought the Kvernland DLC, so we will use it. Come on, walk towards the tractor. There we go. Okay. Now the problem is I don't know if I have solid fertilizer at the farms, so we will buy one pallet. That's expensive. That's quite a lot though. Okay. Oh. Okay, there's 100 litres left. But I am going to need more solid fertilizer because we now have, well, we're moving into seeders that take and plant solid fertilizer. So we're going to need a little bit more of that. Probably less liquid fertilizer. A lot less liquid fertilizer. Okay, we'll have to go back up to the farm to load the seed. Actually, what I might do is load up a... I'm going to take this down to the field. We'll load up the Ivor Williams trailer with some seed pallets and bring them down to the field and work it from there. Because the seed storage on this is horrible. So I did a little looking up or comparison on crop rotations. There's basically two types of crop. You've got your, let's call it the type A crop or group A crop is your wheat, barley, oats and corn. And then your group B crops are canola, I think cotton and sunflowers. Soybeans don't seem to play well at all with anything else. If you want the best yield from soybeans, you have to leave a field fallow, which means not growing anything in it for a year, which means you are not getting income from that field for a year, which I'm not a big fan of. Now, root crops and potatoes, or sugar beets and potatoes, are in a similar vein. They don't fit in well with anything else. So we can plant root crops, but we're going to take a hit. They're never going to produce a good yield, the best possible yield of a crop. I don't think that's going to be a problem. We're probably going to be borrowing some money at the end of this year to get a beet harvester. But I'm not going to be planting corn this year. But yeah, as far as the other crops are concerned, you can then alternate between a group A crop and a group B crop. And they all work out quite nicely. So, where's the attach on this, that side? So if I pull over here, oh, we only ploughed that field, we didn't cultivate it. That's naughty. Maybe we should go and get the cultivator. Whee! The reason I didn't cultivate it because I had the Great Plains cedar, which doesn't require ground to be cultivated. So I figured, yeah, I can get by not doing that. Oh, let's go. I'm hoping I can beat that vehicle coming the other way. So I'll grab the cultivator, we'll set that off on a worker on that field. The other fields were all cultivated because they'd been ploughed the previous year. That field wasn't ploughed because when we bought it, it was in a ploughed state but required to be ploughed. So I couldn't set a worker off ploughing it, so we lived with it as it was and ploughed it this year. Now of course, planting root crops on it, we're going to have to plough it next year as well. Okay, here we are, and cultivator is in the shed. Of course, I could replace this with a Kvernland cultivator, but we're not going to go overboard yet. I'll replace the equipment as we get to it, rather than do everything at once. But this is the last field I need to cultivate this year. Or at this point of the year. And I kind of like having £97,000 in the bank. Just in case something else comes up. like buying a field, because that's fun. Made it. Nobody saw that. But I'm using a proper cultivator because, as far as I've been able to determine, they're the only things that add to the cultivation achievement. If you use power harrows or disc harrows, they don't count as cultivating the land. So, proper cultivator. And here we are. Now, knowing my luck, this is probably going to get very upset about that cedar being planted there. That was the wrong button. Let's try that again. Okay. Let's unfold it. And lower it. Lower it. That's that button there. Yes. That looks much better. And yes, now the worker is happy. Let's find. Reverse straight. There we go. So I'm going to have to get the fend back out, and I'm going to have to put a weight on it. So yeah, I think probably not going to do it right now, but later on in the spring, early summer, we'll probably herbicide the fields, and I'll switch the hardy sprayer for the Kvernland deal. Anyway, that is the Fendt tractor. Good. What's that stuff there? That's just stuff there. Okay. Okay. I'll take this down the hill a little. I will put the weight over here. Put that back in the shed. So now slowly working our equipment down to a point where it's available for a lot of our tractors. Okay. Let's reverse that back there. Now, what's the reckoning this might actually work? We'll try that lime pallet, see if we can now pick it up properly and move it around. And then we'll get to loading the thing, the trailer with seed. So again, we click that. That's fertilizer. Oh, hello, that's fertilizer. And we can now raise it, lower it, tip it, and what have you. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we should take this with us. Because I'm sure 2,000 litres is not going to be enough. Of course, having that there is a problem. We're going to have to drive on the grass. Now with the auto load feature, I can put this exactly where I want it and disconnect, and don't worry about the forks passing through the pallet. We now have a pallet on the trailer exactly where I want it, and I'm not continuously faffing around trying to get it off the forks. So this is a vast improvement apart from that whole thing earlier. I think the thing earlier was purely down to me having disconnected the forks from the tractor and then trying to put them back on again, and it wasn't happy with that. So put that there. These forks are known as carriage free, which means that they're not attached. Of course, they're also fake, but there's a pivot point where that white dot is on them, so that they always stop when they hit the floor and level off automatically. Were I using them properly? I'm not using them properly, so we won't worry about that. I think I'll probably put this one on the front, so the most empty one is at the back. Technically I should take the tractor with us because I can't lift these manually. There we go. But the pallets of seed bags, obviously a person can pick up a seed bag and empty it into the seeder. Oh, come on. Okay, turn the engine on. Nope. There we go. Lots of straps. Lift the forks up a little and stick it in gear. Let's roll down to the field. So this tractor doesn't have front PTO, which is fine. And this tractor is really intended for light field work and hauling grains. Same with the Valtra. The Valtra is not intended for heavy work. It's actually got a smaller engine than the normal in-game Valtra T. I did want it with a front loader so that I could do trees. We didn't have any problem with the trees, but we are having problems with the pallets. So we now have wheel weights on this thing, which I'm wondering whether they're really needed or not. Oh. So now it looks green because the slurry is on the field. Let's get in. Thank you. I think we will park this up on this side of the street. Technically we don't own this land, but we're out of the way.